If you haven't heard about Anchor by Spotify, it's the easiest way to make a podcast with everything you need all in one place. Let me explain. Anchor has tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. When hosting on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcast, and more. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. And best of all, Anchor is totally free. Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. That's ANCHOR for the app, or go to ANCHOR.fm to get started. I love using Anchor, and it's how I got started on my podcast, and I highly recommend. So please give Anchor a download and a try if podcast is on your needs. Welcome to Dirty Secrets of Massage. I'm your host, Ava, and I'll be telling you the dirty truth about the massage therapy industry, different clients I encounter, and all things massage. Please send any questions or topic requests to dirtysecretsofmassage@yahoo.com. Welcome again. My name is Ava. I'm so happy to be here. And I'll be talking today about my favorite reservist. And I don't think he's a National Guard, but maybe he is. Or maybe he's Army Reserve, or, those are two different categories. But either way, he's a reservist nonetheless. And I found this gentleman several years ago, and I do believe he got on my chair at one of my gym locations that I was working at. And, it was hard for me to get people on my table because the ink on my paper for my licensure was still kind of wet, and I was reestablishing myself in the area, and so it was hard for me to get people on the table. And so I did a lot of chair massage, and I do believe he got on my chair somewhere along the line, and then eventually he booked. And he's about 5'9" and white male, maybe about age 25, 26 now, I think he said. Maybe 27. And he had tattoos, and at the time, one of the girls at the desk had mentioned that he got a new tattoo. And I think one of those girls had a big old crush on him, but I couldn't remember. And so he showed me his new piece of art on his arm, and it was still a little confusing of what the tattoo actually was. I think it was fresh, and I didn't really know him very well, and so I didn't want to be overbearing and overlooking on his tattoo. I didn't want to be awkward. And so somewhere along the line, he got on my table, and we had some nice conversation, of course, as I always do with my clients. And he turned out to be quite muscular and had quite the nice body underneath that gym outfit. A little larger on the upper body from all the working out he did, and he probably did a lot of calisthenics and running and things like that. Things that the military would require. They require lots of running and jumping jacks and push-ups and sit-ups, and I'm sure he was in there pumping serious iron at the time. And somewhere along the line, maybe a year later, he kept coming to me and getting his sessions now and then, and we always seemed to have a good time when we would have our table time together. And so I had a car that I wanted to possibly donate, and I felt more comfortable donating it to a veteran, so I asked if he knew anybody. And he said, yes, my baby mama could sure use a good car. And I said, you know what, she can have it. And so I drove my donation car over to wherever he was living at and dropped it off and signed it over and let him have it. It was an older Suburban, like I think a 98 Suburban. It was brown in color. New tires and everything, ran pretty good. I hope she's still driving that car because I sure enjoyed myself while I had it. And so she got my car, and he gave me a ride home, and he drove something real nice, maybe a Camaro, like a black Camaro of some sort maybe. And he dropped me off, and that was that. And he always kept everything low-key and professional, and he never hit on me or grabbed my ass or did anything crazy, He was always a very nice young man and very much a gentleman, and not a prude, or, not a perv or nothing like that. And so I had moved back to where I am now, and I always stayed in touch with him, and later on I would get news that he was getting deployed somewhere like Romania maybe. I'm not sure exactly where he went, but I think it was Romania. And he was gone for like an entire year, and I felt so bad for him. I know he had a little girl at home, and he missed her so much, and I know the pain. I could see the pain in the posts that he would put on Facebook and things like that. And I would check on him now and then, I think, to see how he's doing, and please let me know if I can help you. I'm not perfect at deployments, but I've had my fair share of being gone, And so I know he made some good friends while he was gone, and then finally his year finally came up, and thank God I don't think he got extended, and he was able to get home on time and everything, back to a somewhat of a normal routine. And then he got into recruiting and things like that, and so I know he's really working hard. And I haven't had the opportunity to meet up with him again, The closest that we've been is about a 10-hour distance, and I told him I'd always make that drive to come see him. I'd always make that drive. I'd make the time, find somebody to watch my dogs, drive out there and bring my table and give him a really nice session. As I'm sure I'm his favorite therapist out there, and I hate to brag, but, it's probably true. And so now I think he's doing pretty well, and, he was asking where his podcast was of him and I, and there wasn't really anything juicy to really talk about, but I didn't want to leave him out, and I said I'd bring it up, and I'd make one just for him. And so here we are. This is his podcast, and I know he's busy and he's having a good time doing whatever he's doing, and he knows he's always got a place with me, and if he doesn't, he knows now. There's always room for my military, my sailors, Marines, airmen and soldiers and people of the like. And so I hope he's doing well, and I hope one day we'll be able to meet up again and have some fun, get back on that table and pick up life where we left off, even if it's only for an hour and a half. And so yes, that's my favorite reservist guy. He was always a gentleman, and he never did me dirty or tried to pull any shit with me. And so for that, I'm really grateful. And I'd like to say thank you.